Brought to you by the EveryDollar app. Start budgeting for free today.
So I'm 26 years old. I'm a law student, got no debt, got a job lined up at a big corporate law firm once I graduate. And actually, doing better than that, a few years ago, I inherited about $1 million.
Wow.
Nice.
To me, yeah, this inheritance, to me, it's like, I treat it like a sacred gift from God. And I feel like I have a responsibility to be a really excellent steward of it. So I'm very safe, principal protection investment strategy for this money. It's in a trust account. Only I control it. I got a financial advisor on it. Feeling good about that.
Good.
That's thing one. Thing two, I'm getting married in a few months. I've been dating my now fiancée for almost 4 years. She's the youngest of many siblings. She has no assets or liabilities of her own, virtually no income potential. She's a pianist. But we're actually happy about this arrangement. She wants to be a mom. I'll be a breadwinner. This seems good. My question was about my future in-laws. So her parents are retired. They actually live in China, and they lost a lot of money by mortgaging their fully paid-for apartment for leverage in a risky investment, which, of course, failed. And there's something like $25,000 in the hole. So I guess my question is, I'm thinking about how I should manage this. What's the right thing to do here vis-a-vis my future in-laws? Like, on the one hand, they're a family. I could pay off their debt literally 40 times over. Would I be a jerk not to? But on the other hand, part of me doesn't really feel like using my money, soon to be our money, to help people who in retirement mortgage their only safe asset for leverage in a single risky investment. It's just...
Are they asking you for help?
No, I'm just thinking ahead. In fact, my fiancé doesn't actually know about the full extent of my wealth, and I haven't really been sure how to explain this to her.
Interesting. So you know this about the in-laws. The in-laws don't know about your wealth, nor are they asking for you to do anything about it.
Correct.
Interesting.
Correct. I'm just thinking ahead on what, because I imagine this could come up.
Well,
Full stop.
Hey, sorry for the interruption. This is important. No one likes to think about dying. But one day, your family will have to deal with everything you leave behind. So the question is, will it be easy or a total nightmare? That's where Knockbox comes in. Knockbox is a kit with 15 categories and clear instructions that give your family an organized plan, so they're not sifting through old paperwork and guessing passwords and dealing with lawyers. So leave your family memories instead of a mess. Grab your Knockbox kit today at knockbox.com/Ramsey for the best discount available. That's knockbox.com/Ramsey.
Okay, full stop. You don't go another day promising to marry somebody and you're keeping secrets from them.
That's the first thing. Yep.
Unhealthy, dude. Unhealthy. You guys got to sit down with somebody and unpack what's going on between the two of you. She has to know what's going on in your life. You don't marry somebody and, oh, surprise.
Right.
I have $1 million in debt, or surprise, I have $1 million in high yield savings accounts because I got this inheritance, and I didn't want to tell you. No, that doesn't work. This is somebody you're going to spend your life with. And you've got to be able to trust them. If you can't trust them, you don't need to be able to marry them. Okay?
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
We got to work on that immediately. And while you're doing that, you could just have this discussion. Not in the same breath, but a week later, after you come clean. But then you just say, hey, I'm worried about this, and I'm a little bit conflicted. I kind of feel like I want to help. I kind of don't want anybody asking me to help. And I kind of don't want to reward bad behavior. And I'm conflicted. And I think that's a wonderful thing to discuss with your spouse.
Wonderful.
And see what she says. And if she says, well, of course you have to help. Well, now we got another problem, right?
That's a good indicator.
Now we got another problem, you know? So, like, I was, a friend of mine's kids were getting married, and they, the young man was his mother was a single mom who didn't have any money. And the pre-marriage counselor asked them, well, what would happen if you know, his mom, if y'all are married and have your own life and his mom gets in financial trouble? And he just instantly said, oh, she'd move in with us. And the fiance's head spun around twice
Oh, I bet.
and said, I don't think so.
We hadn't talked about
I
that.
don't think so. You need another plan for mama.
Yeah.
And, so that's the kind of stuff you need to get. That's really good, healthy things to be on the same page about before you go in. And then whatever the two of you decide together that you can both work through the awkwardness on will be okay with me. There's not an ethical or legal, as you know, mandate that you take care of them. But it is a small amount of money compared to the amount of money you're dealing with. And so you could reach over with absolutely no impact on your life and pay off their little debt and set them up. But you don't want to do that if they're going to turn around and do the same kind of stupid stuff again. So I want to get into the under the hood and find out what's broken that caused them to be stupid in the first place.
Mm-hmm. And is it a track record?
Yeah, is this like a pattern, or are we going to do it again, or have we learned our lesson? Because I did stupid stuff and went broken and never did it again. As I learned my lesson, right? And so, that doesn't invalidate me.
We didn't talk about this, but Nathaniel, I mean, you're in law school. You've got this big chunk of money. Are you thinking about like a prenuptial agreement? Is that what's caused you to hold off on telling her this?
Yeah, maybe I should clarify that a little bit more. I think initially, so this came somewhat recently. It was kind of a surprise to me. I had no idea this was coming. And also, there was a part of me that wanted to make sure, to feel secure, that she's interested in me only because of me and not the fact that I happen to have the pot of gold behind me. And I live a lifestyle which doesn't at all reflect that I have the pot of gold behind me.
Yeah, you can do that in about a week.
Yeah.
You don't lead with the fact that you have $1 million that you inherited, but I don't think that you keep it a secret for as long as you have.
Right. Yeah. I mean, she knows I'm not suffering. She knows I've never been struggling for money.
Right, but that's a lot different than knowing somebody had just inherited $1 million. Those are two completely different things.
You need to get on the phone. You guys need to sit down in the next 24 hours and talk about this, dude. If you can't talk to her about this because of this or this or this or this or this, and you got 73 reasons, you don't need to marry this girl. Because, dude, I mean, you're going to be swapping unbelievable tragedies over the next 40 years together. Unbelievable blessings over the next 40 years together. And if you can't even get this to come out of your mouth because you got 73 reasons you're worried about her, then this ain't marriage material, dude. You got to get this straight. No, you do not. If you have to deceive someone because you're worried about their authenticity, we don't marry them.
Well, honestly, that's more on his authenticity than her. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I feel like Nathaniel, you're more of the problem here than your own
they
lady.
are. Yeah. 9 out of 10, Nathaniel needs to come clean. 1 out of 10, pay off the $25K or don't. Yeah, that's how this weighs out on this call. Create your free every dollar budget today, the simplest way to budget for your life.